Okay, Coach Lora Erickson with blonderunner.com. I got a flat tire on my last ride. It was way too cold to change it. It's fall, as you can probably tell, and it's hit and miss with riding outdoor. I just want to kind of explain how I changed my tire, and it's actually the back tire, so this is a good one to change. And then, all right, the first thing I like to do, obviously I'd probably be in the road. I want to get over to the side when I notice that it's flat. The first thing I also like to do is get it in the smallest cog in the back, so the one that's closest to being able to take it off the wheel. Okay, now if you had calipers like the brake is in the front, you would just undo that and then you would take off the tire. On this one, one thing I like to do too when I do this, if I happen to have gloves nearby, then that keeps me from having to get totally gross. This chain is really dirty too. We should have another video on how to clean your bike, and we can do that. Anyway, so you want to get it on the smallest one, and then let's see, I probably want to get it on the smallest one. All right, now it's going to be really loose, should be very easy to get off. So I like to loosen this up from both sides. You can zoom in if you need to here, my camera woman. Then you're going to just slide it out, and then I just pull that off. You want to, of course, put your bike in a safe spot. Oops, not quite like that. Clanked on the floor, on the ground. Anyway, so just set that down gently. Obviously, we've got a flat tire here. We want to unscrew this, make sure all the air is out. This is plumb flat. Then I like to take this little thing off here. And then, of course, we want to remove the tire that's damaged. Everybody should have a bento box in your bento box or your saddle bag. I have all the supplies I need. Either take it off. Always have a light on this time of year too, for safety reasons. But you'll want to pull out everything. I already had another set of things, but you will want these little levers. I like to use a set of 3. I'm gonna get this off. I usually like to start where the stem is, and I'm gonna just get it started. You can either just rip it along. This one's not too bad. Once you get it started, it's not too bad. You can just rip that along, landing at the same spot. Then I'm gonna take this out, this bad tube. Make sure you don't put the bad tube back in. And this is a long stem one, probably a little longer than I need for this bike. A really important step after you do this is to go, you want to find out what caused, here it is, come look at this, sticker right in my tire. That's what caused it. Want to put that in the garbage. But I want to check it, there could be another sticker. It was dead flat. Make sure you don't have any other stickers, but you're looking, oh, there's a spot right there. That's really rough in the inside. Okay, there it came off. You don't want another flat. So if you don't do this part, this is what helps with gloves. You don't like get some blood. If you don't do this part, then you are risking that you're just gonna change your tire and then it's gonna go flat all over again. So you definitely want to go around there. We found the culprit. Next, I want to take the new tire and I'm gonna take the cap off. I'm gonna take that little thing off. Then I'm gonna make sure it's open. To make sure it's open, if you're really new to cycling, to be able to pump it up, you have to unscrew the stem so it opens it up. I like to use my mouth once it's open here and give it a little air. Just to give it a little bit of shape, so when I put this in, what I don't want to get, it's called a pinch flat. So I'm just gonna lay it in the bottom of the tire there. Oh, where are we at here? Gotta make sure we are where the hole is for the stem. Okay, so I just kind of lay it in the bottom there. Key is to get it in without pinch flatting it. Pinch flatting is when you pretty much twist it. I have a lot of beginner athletes trying to get pinch flats. They twist it when they are putting it on. So we'll kind of help you not have that. So I'm gonna work it under with my fingers, being careful not to twist the tube. I'm gonna lay it sort of in flat. Okay, all throughout. Lay it in there, all around. See, I don't want to twist it there. I want to keep it flat. Might be hard to see with these clips here, but then I use my hands and I just pinch both sides of it to get that little bead in there. I want to pull that down. I just use my hands to work it. See there how it tries to snake out? You don't want that to happen. This is kind of the tougher part, but working it carefully, not twisting it, and making sure you're getting, that's the important thing, is getting that tube in that spot inside the tire. Now we're just working it all the way around with our hands, and I'm keeping the back side on so it doesn't pop over, so it's nice and, you know, the bead is still where it needs to be. Okay, this is the harder part here, the very end part of it, where you're just trying to get that part. A lot of times I'll just put it up against my body, and then I use those palms of my hands to get it up and over. Kind of leverage it. It's kind of easier without gloves, but you get your hands really dirty. So, sometimes I like to do it at the other side. I usually try to work with both sides and then do it at the other side of the stem. It's a little bit easier. Okay, if that is struggle, then we can do this and pop it over with this. So I like to use the other side. Get it, hook it on that without actually getting the tube in it, because you do not want to pinch flat it. And then I'm just gonna pop it on. It is a struggle. If you're having a hard time, yes, ladies, you might have a little bit of a difficult time getting this on. That's okay. Have the tools with you, especially these little levers. These are great. That'll help you get it on. There it goes. Took a little bit of time. So if you're a little frustrated, it's not happening really quickly for you, know that that's pretty normal. Okay, so we make sure we got that open. I do want to talk a little bit about when you're out on the roads, you have, in your saddlebag, you need to have, you know, air to be able to put in the tire. I'm going to use a pump because I don't want to use my CO2s. But I did want to explain, this is a little CO2 dispenser. I like this one particularly because it, you know, obviously it loads it, it's in here. I will tell you, the CO2s, you can find threaded and non-threaded. This particular, what do you call it, trigger method is, it doesn't need it won't work with the threads, but you might find one that just screws on the end. It's really simple, and as soon as you screw it all the way on, it's ready to pump up the tire, so be ready. And once it's punctured, that's it. I like the triggers because it lets you control a little more, you know, once you get it in. So I would put this in, and then I would screw it on when that would puncture it, and then I could just use it as I need it. And then I store it this way with the other side, you know, the other way. So I'm just going to pump it up. And if you're new to pumping up tires, if you've done, you're new to road biking, you will see that you have to pump up your tires often. They lose a lot of pressure really quickly. So this is one of the reasons that you put this little screw thing back on. I don't know the proper exact term, but this keeps it so when you try to put this on, you don't want to put this down too low, because as the tire pumps up, you don't want it to pull it apart and then get another flat. So we just want to put that on there. This one is nice because it has a gauge. It will tell me, you can kind of see the gauge here. It'll tell me how many pounds of pressure it is. Now, if you're fairly new to cycling, if you look on the rim of your tire, it will show you, I don't know, we'd have to find it. It will tell you what your max PSI is. I usually run around 90, but some of them can go up to 120. So make sure you get it pumped. But it does kind of take a work. You know, when I was little, I would just feel my tire and think, oh, it's fine. This, you actually, it might feel like it's pretty pumped up, but it's really not. So using the gauge is good. And I ride quite frequently, like 3 times a week. So some people ride a lot more than that. I do triathlon. But I would suggest I have to pump it up probably every other time. So these tires are so high pressure, they do lose some. Okay, so we're gonna take that off and we're gonna screw that back on. I don't worry about putting the cap back on it. You can tighten that a little more. Boom. Okay, done with that part. And now we're gonna put it back on the bike. This is sort of the tricky part. So I do definitely want to get it on the grooves. Now every bike is a little bit different. If I had, my brake is actually down here. If you have a brake up here, you will loosen it and then be able to put it back on. But what I want to do is take that and I'm going to get it back on that small cog. Now, because I have it in these easy gears, and I just pulled the chain off, so it made it really easy, actually. So maybe that's a good thing. Now I'm just going to put it back on that. And a lot of times I'll just use this to give me a little more slack there. Now, back on, so I can do it. But didn't get my hands dirty because I have the gloves. Anyway, that's basically how you change a tire. Do make sure you tighten this back up. Obviously, you want your wheel not coming off. So we tighten that on up. I like to put that backwards on there. Just to fine tune it, I use this other side too. Okay, there we go. Now we're ready to ride. Making sure we don't have the brake rubbing at all and that the tire's on nice and that everything else is running. There you have it. That's how you change a tire. If you need any other tips, I have a lot of other videos. You're welcome to look on my blonderunner.com website as well. And if you need any help with training, that's what I do. Stay healthy. Bye.